Okay. I'm going to give you all a few minutes to get on here. Hey there. Hey, Belina. Look at that. You caught it. You caught it. Okay, y'all, let's get this party started. I'm trying to be on and off here within, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. We're doing the word silent tonight. And my apologies for yesterday. I don't know if Vic is on here, but he the one that reminded me, like, hey, BlaQ Fire, ain't you supposed to be doing word magic on Mondays? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So anyway, let's go through this real quick. Hey Jessica. I don't know. Oh, I thought I missed it. Well, yeah, that's because last night I was working on the notes for my class, Self-Realization of a Goddess, and I got completely wrapped up in it. But all right, so let's do silence. Silence or silent, I can't remember which one I said, but I have the word silence written down. I'll be talking about the word silent too. I mean, obviously they're the same thing. But silence is a metaphor or a representation or a parable for the mother aspect of God. Now, I say this all the time, and I don't know if it goes in one ear and not the other for other people. So I'm going to be reiterating that today. Silence is the metaphor or parable or analogy representing the mother aspect of God or feminine energy. Feminine energy is silence because it is darkness, it is stillness, it is rest, it is peace. Hey, universal God. Hey, Terrence. And so that's why they have the song Silent Night, Holy Night, with this whole dedication to Christ. But the whole song is really about the mother. The whole song, Silent Night, Holy Night, is really about the mother. So, silence is darkness, still, peace, resting, and it's wisdom. Silence also means to be dumb, right? D-U-M-B. Well, that's wisdom or wise dumb. It's wise to be dumb. It's wise to be silent. It's wise to be still. It's wise to be at peace. It's wise to get rest. Those things are wise and they represent the feminine aspect of God. Now, y'all know I always leave my board. I'm upstairs in my room. Hold on. My apologies, y'all. Okay. I need a brush or something. All right. So I'm gonna break open the word silent for you so that you can see the things that are silently hidden inside of that word. First of all, that word, let me write it so that you can see it. Y'all know how I am, right? This board is kind of dirty, but we'll go with it anyway. That's the word silent, boys and girls. Right? So, can we see the word lent in there? Lent. Now we're going to change that T into a D, and now it says lend. So that lets us know that the mother aspect of God is lending us something. We are here on a loan, boys and girls. We are borrowing the body of the mother. Okay, she loaned us her body. That's why it's called the material realm, because everything is matter, which is the mother. Okay, so she loaned us her body now, and our body is a masculine form, but we everything that our body is made up, it came out of the earth, and that's represent she represents Mother Earth, right? So that's how we know that we got a loan from her. Okay, there's other ways that I could show you that we got a loan from her, but we're not gonna do all that tonight. Um, Now in this word, you can also see. I'm gonna kind of put a circle around it. That SILE is also the word LIES, lies. She said, children, I give you permission to tell lies. You can make it all up, children. The mother gives us permission to tell lies. She gives us permission to make it up, to make believe, because we are children. We are children of God, children of the universe. Is it not written in your law that I say you're gods and you're children of the Most High God? Yes, you are children. So therefore, go play. Go make it up. Go have fun. Go make believe. Okay? So y'all can hear me, right? Y'all would let me know if y'all couldn't hear me, right? All right. So yes, silent has the word lend in it and has the word lies in it, and that is because the mother aspect of God gives us permission to tell lies. Because she is, and you will hear people in the conscious community all the time talk about the word believe. Well, yeah, because that's her. She's B and she's Eve. And she says, yes, she tells us to believe. She tells us to believe our own lies. Make it up, boys and girls. Have fun. Okay? So that's one way we can look at it. Now, also, just to give you a reminder, I am doing my class tomorrow night, Self-Realization of a Goddess. As you all may know or may not know, I'm doing a 13-part class, and tomorrow's class is called Finding Your Temple. And that class is all about the metaphor of the body and what I just said about us being loaned the body. I'm going to go into way more detail in that class. So if you're interested in that class, I'll be putting the link to register up above and below. So just come back to the video if you want to register for that class. That'll be tomorrow night at 8:30. Okay, so I'll be talking about the temple, the body, and our loan that we got from the mother God. I'm going to go into more detail about that. But anyway, um, so yes, she is the mother of all lies, and she gives us this permission to believe. Now, in the word, oh my God, I can't believe I left the damn eraser downstairs. I'm not about to run down there and get it. I'm just going to use what I got left on this board. So I'm going to show you how in the word silence is also the word science. This is why confidence has a lot to do with being silent, because when you know, when you're really confident, you don't have to keep saying it. You don't care. And I had to learn that myself, and I'm still learning to apply that to myself. You don't have to keep saying who you are. You don't have to keep saying what your gifts are. You don't have to keep talking about, I don't know. You just don't have to keep talking about whatever it is that you claim that you know. Because if you know it, then you don't have to keep talking about it. And I'm going to show you how the word silence actually shows us that. So, we can look at the word silence and we can see the word science in it, right? That's silence. You got SCIENCE. So science is in there. Let me just show you how I break it down. Science L. Silence is science and L. I made a Facebook post saying this one day. Okay. Now, L means God. L also means I am. So let's write it down so we can see it. God, I am. That means silence is the science of God. And science also means to know. So let's write that so we can see it. Science also means to know. So therefore, silence is the science of God, and the science of God is to know I am. The science of God is to know who I am. That's why I said when you really know who you are in this body and you really know your purpose and you really know your gifts and your talents, and you don't have to keep saying it because you know it. A lot of times we just keep saying it because we're really trying to convince ourselves because we still don't really know. As long as you're trying to convince somebody else, that means that you still don't know within yourself. Okay? Let me see your comments. You have that confirmation within, which is why I stay silent because I don't need to know who I am. That's right, Jessica. And the other thing about being silent is like when we get into so-called disputes or arguments with people, when we really know that we're so-called right, we don't need to try to prove it. Because if you really know, if you really know who you are and you know what you're saying and you know that you are right, true, and correct in your own mind, then you don't have a problem with being silent. And you don't need to try to convince somebody else. That will shut down about 10,000 of your arguments. That is why understanding the aspect of the mother God, which represents silence and in the wisdom of knowing when to be dumb, when to be quiet, is really important. All right, so let's move on. Yeah, I don't really debate anymore, Yummy. Every once in a while, I allow myself to get swept up in that. I don't know why. I do know why. It's the ego that does that. It's the ego that does that. But for the most part, I just be like, okay, and keep it moving. So what else we got? In the word silence is also the word seal, or it sounds has seal has the sound of seal in the beginning, and it has that sound of ink on the end. If you change that C into a hard K, and it sounds like seal ink. Seal ink. Now, seal, the etymology of seal, SEAL, is a sigil. Sigil. You probably heard that word before, SIGIL, which just really means a symbol. Okay? So, silence. I can't take it, y'all. Let me get my eraser. No, I'm gonna go get a piece of mat. Don't mind me. This is my OCD when it comes to words. I need to write it down so that I can see it, or else it just don't happen in my brain if I don't actually write it down. This is why I have notes everywhere. But I want to show you how silence has that word seal on the front of it. Seal. So I wrote it like this. Seal ink. Okay. Turn that C on the end into a hard K. Seal ink. Now seal is sigil, and a sigil is a symbol. So all it's really saying is that silence is also symbols written in ink. Now, what am I talking about? What are symbols written in ink that are also silent? Come on, y'all, don't get quiet now. What we talking about? We're being silent, right, Letitia? Yes, Jessica, words. Because words do not only come out of our throat, out of our mouth, we can also write them down silently, right? Letters are silent symbols. Letters are silent symbols. That is the reason why letters are very powerful when it comes to contract law, because they represent silent symbols. They represent a silent court system. you could say. When you get a letter from a so-called bill collector or a collections agency or something like that, your court system starts right there as soon as you get the letter. Okay, because letters are like silent, um, yeah, silent symbols. That's all they are. Which also I talked about that. I have one of my classes for self-realization of a goddess is called the magic of words. So if you wanted to know more about that, I know y'all watch me do it all the time, but I actually go into the science of it, and I go into the different goddesses that represent the magic of words. Okay, in that class. But anyway, so silence, another aspect of silence means that something is secret, right? Now I did another word magic. Go through the YouTube video. I'll put a link or whatever, but I also broke down the word sacred. That's also the same as silent. Okay, sacred. So if it's silent, then it's sacred, then it's a secret. And the thing about it is that most of us, we have an issue with we have an issue with literally being silent. A lot of us struggle in that area, including myself. Raise my hand. This is why we have a hard time meditating, because we don't like to sit still. We don't like to be quiet. We are addicted to words. Okay, we're addicted to sounds. We're addicted to vibrations. We are addicted to all these false lights. It's an addiction. So this is one of the reasons why we don't like to be silent. We also don't like to be silent because we are scared of what's hidden in those secret places in our own mind. We are scared of our own secrets. We have a hard time sitting still because thoughts are going to start popping up that we don't like and we really don't want to deal with, things that put us in places of pain. Memories are going to start popping up, things that we're going to start thinking about that we really don't want to deal with. And so this is why we have a hard time being still, which is why a lot of people tend to run from the mother aspect of God, because she represents the truth that's in your silent secret places, in your silent secret compartments of yourself. Okay. Essentially, words are sigils. Yes, they are. And that is why they are magic spells, Letitia, because letters and words are symbols, which are sigils. All letters are sigils. They're just symbols, which is why they're magic. Um, yeah. Okay. Guilty, true. Yes. Silence is connected to the shadow. Yes, Letitia. And that's why I made the post the other day. I took a picture of my shadow because I was saying that the father aspect of God, which is the son, shows us even in broad daylight that we are dual beings. It shows us our own shadow. So that's a way to let us know that we have a secret compartment within ourselves that we have a tendency to ignore. But because the father aspect of God reveals all that's hidden in the dark, it still shows us that, hey, you have a shadow side. Like, it literally shows us a shadow. Okay, when one doesn't shut up, makes shit up. Okay, I made a post. People are afraid to be alone. Yes, they are. That is why they try to fill their time up with as much chaos as possible, because this is a way that we like to run from ourselves. And we'll just keep running back into ourselves through other people, so you really can't run from yourself anyway. All right. This is the last thing about silence, then I'll be done for tonight. Silence in contract law means to agree. This is not just contract law like when you in the courtroom. Like, this is universal law that when someone says something, if you don't respond back with a rebuttal, that automatically means you agree. Okay, that's like universal law. And the thing about it is that a lot of times we'll think that just because we agree, like we agree with something even though we don't agree with it, we think that that's, we don't want the other person to think that we agree even though we really don't agree, and somehow we perceive it in our mind and that's a bad thing. But the thing about it is that agree because it's right in their mind. If it's right in their mind, then okay. And that's love. Okay, that's also the mother aspect of God. That's why I always say the mother aspect of God does not, she doesn't disagree with anybody. What she does is she sends her son or her light to reveal the truth that's within you so that you can show yourself that you don't even agree with yourself. Oh, duality is so fun. I love talking about duality. But I want to show you how I know that the mother aspect of God agrees with everybody. Number one, because she represents darkness. So she represents darkness. That automatically means that she agrees. She is also called, the mother aspect of God is also called Isis in Greek, right? We know that that's all set from the Egyptian hieroglyphics. But she's in the Greek language, she's called Isis, which is also this word, ISOS. Anybody know what that means? Anybody, 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 anybody. Think about geometry. That word is used in geometry. ISOS. What does that mean? Try to give y'all a second. No Googling allowed. Don't go Google it either. I want you to pull it out of your own memory bank. Use those Akashic records that store within your DNA, because I know you've seen this word before. Vic, yes, it is a triangle, but the root word is an isosceles triangle, right? So what does Isis mean on the front of it? What does it mean though? Remember that we're talking about the mother god. So that means we're talking about silence, or we're talking about darkness, stillness. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all, okay? It means equal. It means equal parts. That's why it's called an isosceles triangle, because it is a triangle that has three equal parts. But Isis on the front of it means equal. Now, I'm going to move these letters around and equal. Okay, now I spelled the Quale. That kind of sounds like Kali, doesn't it? Sounds a little bit like Kali, right? Kali. Kali, the mother god. Kali, the mother god. Another class that I did is self-realization of a goddess. When I talked about different goddesses, I talked about goddess mythology, and I did a class breaking down several goddesses. I also included Beyonce in that, by the way. Um, but yes, this is Kali, and Kali means, well, Kali means a few things, but right now we're gonna say she means black. Black is dark, silent, still, peace, rest, everything that we just talked about. Okay? So that's how we can know that the mother aspect of God, Isis, which is another way of another one of her names is Kali, which is Mother Nature, is black. And in darkness, everything looks the same. Everything agrees. Everything is equal. There is no difference. There is no definition. There is no inequality, because it's all dark. So to the mother, everybody looks the same. Everybody is the same to her. It is in the masculine or the father aspect of God where we get definition and we get difference, and we get the masculine aspect of the ego, which is I, me, myself, the uniqueness, your unique part of you, which is okay. It's not a bad thing, but I'm saying the mother aspect of God represents the part where everything is equal, and the father part of God represents where things are different and things look unique. Okay? So, that's how we can know that the mother aspect of God agrees with everybody, because Isis literally means to be equal, and means that everything agrees. All right? So, let me see what y'all, if y'all see anything. Hey, Simon Smith. T. Flint said all the colors. Well, all the colors come from the mother. They come from what we call black, right? And the colors are masculine, And that's where we get the term colorable law from in contract law, because colorable law means that it's not real. It's fake. It's fiction. It's make believe. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and want to get off here. Thank you for your time. I set an alarm in my phone so that next week I won't forget about word magic on Mondays. So y'all hit me up. Let me know if y'all got any suggestions for words. Hit me up. I'm sure you can inbox me somewhere on this YouTube thingamajig, or just put it in the comments. All right. Make sure you like and share this. Share my stuff on Facebook, or in your social media settings. Let's get the word out about how important words are and word magic. All right. It's masculine and feminine, like ACDC. What? What, Vic? What is ACDC? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Inbox me, Vic. All right, y'all. Peace.